Hello, my name is Anjani, and this is a video about dreams. So in ancient Greece, there was temples dedicated to healing. These were called Asclepians. And Asclepius was raised by Chiron, who in ancient Greece is known as the healer. He taught the art of war, prophecy, and healing was the main thing that we remember as his son, or who he raised as his son, Asclepius, built these temples for healing. One of the main features in those temples was that it was a place you would go to receive a dream. They were dedicated to the medical arts, the healing arts. And in going there, the dream was part of how you got guidance to what you needed to do for your own healing. So I love dreams. And ever since I remember dreams from my childhood, like it's been something that has guided me constantly throughout my life. My relationship with my dreams is one of the tightest relationships that I have that consistently provides me with comfort, joy, information. If I have a problem, or not if, when I have a problem in my waking life, I get my dream journal, and before I go to bed, I write down a question or, sometimes it's a declaration. Sometimes I'll write something down to translate or transmit information to my dream self, to the universe, to God, to whatever the dream maker is, and go to sleep. And when I wake up, whether it's still dark or sometimes it looks like this when it's still dark, it's not really, I can read it, but sometimes the writing comes out like that. Or it's first thing when I wake up in the morning. And as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'll write something down that looks like this. And I'm able to record the dream, and then as I go on about my day, I contemplate and ask questions, and I sort of look for imagery in my waking life that it's relational with that dream information. So through doing this process, I have gotten answers for my own health issues, have found health issues that have bubbled up from my dreams, relationship problems, things with work. What do I do? Creative. I do a lot. I'm an entrepreneur. So my whole business is built from being able to have that inspiration bubble up. And a lot of times it is through my dreams. So I want to make this video for helping you to get in tight relationship with your dream self. I like to call the dream maker, I consider to be consciousness itself, that sea of consciousness. Sometimes I think the dream maker as the unity, the love in the universe that holds all of us together. And then I will have different dream teachers, different dream guides. Sometimes they're people who used to be here, like Bob Marley. I had Bob Marley coming to me in dreams for a portion of time. I had Tupac for a little while. Albert Einstein was teaching me things in my dreams. Nikola Tesla was having this romantic love affair through mental activity. It was like he never really directly faced me, but I got a lot of information and relational things, understanding from Nikola Tesla. So there's, different guides will show up, and then there's different energies overall that don't have a body or a face, and it's just a frequency or a vibrational pattern that I can understand and communicate with. And I don't understand it all the time. That's not, dreams aren't meant to be linear. They're not meant to be like, oh, I got this dream of this black cloud and that means blah, blah, blah. That's why a lot of the dream journals, I got rid of dream journals probably about 10 years ago, but before getting rid of the dream journals, I depended on them. And the reason I got rid of dream journals in my reality is because I found that they are very limiting. An image of a horse, randomly I'm saying horse, is going to mean something different to you than it means to me. And in context of what is happening in your life, that horse can be giving you a different set of information through its imagery. How did it move? What did it look like? What color was it? Where was the horse? So there's a certain line of questioning that you want to get used to going through rather than going straight to the dream book to look up the symbol. So let's first talk about the items that I find to be useful to have. The number one thing is your dream journal. My kids have dream journals. My 6-year-old doesn't write yet, but he even has a dream journal where he'll draw pictures of what he saw in his dream. So get a dream journal. The other thing is one of these little handy lights that you can sit next to your bed and that you can take it with you when you travel, because dreaming doesn't just happen in your bed. It happens on a nap, on the beach. It happens anywhere, so you want to be prepared. Pencil is really good because sometimes at night when you write with a pen, you had the epiphany of your life and you write it down. In the morning you wake up and your pen wasn't working. So a pencil is a really, really handy tool to have in your little dream kit. The next thing is a dream altar. So when I travel, I'll just get a bowl or something that has a sort of shape like this so that it can hold items. The reason for the dream altar, two things. Number one is that you might want to have something on your altar that represents, whatever it is. Like I like to, I'll use a crystal. Crystals are really, really helpful. You can hold the crystal and set your intention into it. Like I intend to receive a dream tonight. And you can also say, I intend to receive a dream regarding this certain situation. And put that crystal on your dream altar as a placekeeper, as a holder, a paperweight for your intention setting, and set that there. The next reason for your dream altar is that when you receive the dream, say I had a dream once of this airplane that didn't have a top. It was like a convertible airplane. And in my waking life, I wanted to have something that resembled that because I couldn't quite fully understand, what does that mean? What would that feel like? What would that be like? So I put that a little airplane that I was able to get it to represent my dream image and put that on my altar, showing to myself, to my dream self, to my dream teachers and guides that this is important to me. This is valuable information for me. So having that on the dream altar, the next thing, okay, you have it there, you can go into the next night with that dream altar, like there's the airplane, and I want to go back into that dream. So one of my dream teachers, and I'll give a reference resource list for a couple of my favorite, there's two of my favorite dream teachers. A lot of people write about dreams and give us some ways to work with it, and there are two people that I'll mention that are most helpful. Anyway, that she calls it dream architecture, so that you're able to reconstruct a dream, and having that image on your altar helps you to have your mind on this imagery that you want to go back into. So that's something that you can do with your dream altar. So let's talk about the process now. I've mentioned when you go to sleep, you want to write something down. One of my favorite things when I just am like frazzled and have a lot going on, I'll write something like, shake me out. And whatever comes out, show me the things I need to focus on. Shake me out. It's like dusting a rug out. Shake me out So there's going to be things that go out that I don't need to pay attention to. Show me those things that I need to focus on. And that's at times in my life where I feel like I have a hand in every bowl, and the kids and my career and relationships and everything is, there's just so much, and I need to clean and freshen out my psyche. And then I'll write that down, set that next to my bed, go to sleep, intending to receive a dream. And say there's a dream that comes that seems to have no relevance whatsoever to anything, I still write that down, because I think that there's relevance in everything. Every symbol, every imagery, there is something relevant. It's a gift to be able to perceive. So write that down. The next thing that's coming in to talk about is that sometimes you don't receive anything. You've asked, you've jot some little note down to your dream self, and you don't receive anything. So in that case, when I wake up in the morning, I grab my dream journal and my pen, and I just start writing the first thoughts that come to my mind. I just start writing. And that's it. Sometimes there's nothing, and I just, the thing that I'm bubbling up right now is that, okay, so now I'm waking up and I'm going into my life, and I can still receive those dream images in my waking life. And I'm open to receiving that guidance in my waking life. So that's one way to work with the non-dreaming. The next thing I want to talk about is when you are, so unable to receive a dream, or you can't remember the dream. Same thing. If you don't remember the dream that you received at night, just have the knowing that things are being worked out in your psyche, in your soul. And whether or not you remember the dream, if you don't remember it, let's just say that you don't need to remember it. If you needed to remember it, some imagery would come through. There may be a fragment, a piece of something that you're able to recollect. And this reminds me of another very important thing. Dreams are like lovers, in that when you respect them and honor them and are interested in them, curious about them, they are more drawn to you. They want to be with you. They want to come to you. You don't have to go chasing them. There was a time I was entered a dream school, and I was taking this 6-week dream program, and I didn't dream at all. I didn't remember any dreams, and I felt like I was so attached to working with the dream that they were gone. So it's just like lovers. If you approach them in a way that is open and playful and curious, there's more likelihood that they will arrive. All right, so now say you've received the dream, you wrote some things down, and this next thing is very important, going out into the world and embodying your dream, meaning that I mentioned the airplane dream, and I said a little toy airplane on my dream altar. But now, this is another example. I recently had a dream of some of my family members who are not in their bodies anymore. They deceased loved ones, I guess we call it like that. And they told me things. They looked at me in my face and told me things. And when I woke up in the morning, there was people I contacted right away and was like, hey, because I saw their face, I had a memory of them. And upon waking, there was two people. And those two people, I contacted them and was like, hey, is your name this? Is it, because they in my dream, one of my deceased loved ones mentioned to me some information and gave me a name. And so you act on the dream. You don't just sit back and be like, oh, that was weird. A way of honoring your dreams is that you will go forth, take an action in your waking reality, because the dream reality is just as important as the waking reality. And the things that happen in your dreams change your perspective, your perception, because you're able to see and feel things in your dream time that can definitely shift and change things in your waking reality. So taking that step that may be awkward and uncomfortable, like imagine the people that receive the message from me, like, hey, is your name such and such? And they're like, well, yes, that is my name. And I'm like, okay, I just had a dream, and there it is. So it was his name actually, and had the same initials as what was shown to me in the dream. And so I don't know what that means, and I don't expect to know what it means. I expect myself to remain curious about that and like, I wonder. Because in that wondering, when you leave a question mark, a space for the question to be there, that is the space for an answer to come in. So I think that's good. I think that's enough. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm going to leave in the notes section of this video a few of the resources that I have, some teachers that I've studied dream work with over the years. And please leave comments, ask questions. I love interacting with you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.